Same as every team in the country gets when they go in there. Yeah, they're got a great crowd, always have had. Very rabid basketball fans, and I suspect that they'll be hunting for bear. I would guess if we're the only one that beat them, that might be worse, but it's hard to imagine how much louder they can get.
Is that force you to adjust what you do because of the volume? Or?
No.
It appears that they may have resolved some of their issues having to adjust to losing Ashley.
Well, they went small. They're starting York, so that gives them the ability to bring Jefferson off the bench for either of the two bigs, and it allows them to bring either Elliott, Pitts, or Mays off the bench for either of their three guards. So it gives them a normal substitution pattern, but I think people were probably packing the paint pretty much, and so they needed an extra shooter out there. And they certainly played well against Colorado.
Given how your perimeter played yesterday, would you be more inclined to play more small guys when you have to sub out your starter big guys?
Well, it depends on matchups. At the 4, Jefferson, we could. I mean, we had some success with that as long as, Ricky actually did a real good job against a pretty big physical guy, but, Jefferson and Gordon are certainly terrific athletes, and whether we could, handle that matchup remains to be seen. Rooks would be a likely candidate to play Tarczewski some, just because, Tarczewski's big and strong. But, it's something, certainly food for thought.
What makes Arizona the defensive stalwart that they are?
They're very, very athletic. Speed and quickness makes up for a lot. And Sean's done a great job of coaching, teaching those kids how to defend. They, of course, Gordon's just got boundless energy. John's fourth-year guy, McConnell fourth-year guy, so they've got some experience there. And Tarczewski gives them a big physical presence. But they're very well coached defensively, and they've got very athletic guys.
Last night it seemed when Rooks got the ball in his hands, there was a little bit of deer in the headlights look a few times.
Hadn't seen that before?
Well,
he's inexperienced. He doesn't, he's not used to playing against players that are as big as he is and push him as much as he can push. And, it's tough for him. He's done a really nice job, probably better than I would have expected at being able to use his size and weight in there, particularly defensively, rebounding-wise. But he's far from polished product.
Are there also situations where guys are giving the ball times and places they probably should?
Absolutely. We tend to see a friendly jersey and not take into account who it is or what he's going to do with it when he catches it. So a lot of times we put Cameron in positions where he shouldn't be expected to have to handle it in that situation. But, again, he wasn't going to be able to play above a Robbie. He's too big. But they thought they could go. Haley thought he could take him. He wanted the ball, and he wasn't able to take him in there.
I think Cameron will be a little excited about playing his dad's old digs.
I think Cameron's excited about every game. He's just trying to survive out there a little bit. He doesn't want to let us down, and he's very conscious of when he makes a mistake, and so he's gone out there and battled as best he could.
What was his dad like as a freshman? I can't really remember.
Spitting image.
Yeah.
Big. He redshirted his freshman year. I don't think he played much his redshirt freshman year. Very similar, not very explosive, big body guys. Sean developed a real good touch from 17 feet facing at the elbows, and of course he was a presence physically. But a lot of similarities. Cameron's bigger.
So Cameron's really being asked to do more earlier than his dad was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sure is.
Mike, would you say that Jabari has he turned a corner in his freshman year, the last way he's played the last few games, or where is he now?
He's at Cal. He's a freshman. He's from Richmond. I mean, we always want these all-encompassing statements. Had a real nice game, had a good week. We're encouraged. He's a good player, only going to get better.
You look at the standings and still see just a big jumble of.
Oh, yeah. I mean, with the 4 games left, I mean, some people have tougher jobs than others, but everybody's got a chance, you know. I mean, I think Colorado might be at Utah. I'm not sure whether they're at or whether they've got Utah at home, but that Utah's playing really well, so something's got to give there, obviously, and then both those schools have to come here. They're going to come in, both of them, with an idea that if they can do the job on the Bay Area trip, that they're going to move ahead of somebody, and then we've got to go to Arizona State. I think probably Arizona, of all the people, is the least threatened, but Arizona State now, you know, has got the 2 schools that would be in the best position to move ahead of them or stay ahead of them, and so they've got us at home. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Impressed by how Stanford's playing right now?
Been impressed with them all year long. They've got 9 kids that are 4th years or better. As somebody pointed out the other night on the broadcast, they've got a very experienced basketball team, and they handled UCLA, so that was pretty impressive.
How's Crabbage playing for you? Has he been pretty consistent all season long?
Yeah, David's, you know, got some things we think he can do better, but you know, he's been pretty consistent. He had a nice shot blocking game the other night. We'd like him to get a little more points in the paint. He's kind of settling a little bit on the jump shot, but he's been very consistent with that, and he gets matched up against some big guys, and that's not necessarily what he does best, but you know, he's been pretty consistent for us. There's some things I think he can do better if he get more confident in what his abilities are. I think he's got a whole lot of ability.
I understand you took Brevin in to talk to your team?
No, he was there. He was there shoot around,
Oh.
and I'd been sitting over there on the sideline talking to Brevin. So when we got together, I just, hey, Brevin, come here, and I just introduced him to the players. Brevin's the greatest. He's a terrific kid. He's getting old, but he just is a very mature. He's always had a really good grasp of what's going on. He's got a great presence about him.
He was pretty mature walking in the door, even, right?
Yes, yeah. Well,
For a
he understand. There's a lot of things he got, but you know, he had a little chip on his shoulder. We laughed about some stuff, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun to see Brevin. He came over and talked to my wife, and then after the game came over and talked to my daughter, and he's just that kind of kid.
Still looks like he's in game shape, huh?
Well, I don't know how much body fat he has, but I imagine he could hold his own.